This is one of the free web tools that I created and put up on guitarthing.com. This one is called the Scale of Chords thing, and I made it to help me work on the Barry Harris 6 diminished scales of chords, but you can use it with all kinds of scales that I uploaded here. So let me just show you a demo. For example, I'm going to change the scale type to be the major scale. Now you can click on the fretboard diagram to add notes if you want to, or you can just click the show chord button and it'll put a chord there for you. So here the chord voicing, just using the major scale, is going to be a major 7th chord, and it's with a drop 2 chord voicing, which you can change the chord voicing if you want to, but we'll use drop 2 for this demo. And if I use the arrow keys or the arrow buttons, if you're using the mobile version, it will cycle each one of those voices within the chord to the next note in the scale and show you the different chords that are diatonic within that given scale. So here, if you see, I use the arrow keys. And those chords might be familiar to you, but we can do some interesting stuff. So I'm going to leave it the same scale, just the major scale, but I'm going to take this G and drop it down to an F. And when I do that, what I've done is I sort of created this modal chord, which is voiced in fourths. And now if I use the arrow keys, we're going to get these sort of modal chords that we can use in a modal playing situation. So this can really help you explore different chord voicings that you maybe have never used before. Let's switch over to the Barry Harris, to one of the Barry Harris scales of chords. I'll pick, for example, the major 6 diminished. And I'm going to click show chord. We have a major 6 chord here. And if I use the arrow keys, again, it's just going to go back and forth between different voicings of the major 6 and the diminished, like we know for Barry Harris. But I can take this A, for example, and move it up to a B. Now we have the major 7th chord again that we used last time, the same voicing, but this time, since it's set to the major 6 diminished scale, it's going to cycle through each one of these notes using the major 6 diminished scale, and it's going to treat this B as if it was a borrowed note, what Barry Harris calls a borrowed note from the diminished chord. And then these are the resulting voicings that come from that. Really interesting and cool stuff that you can play around with. You can change either the chord voicing, you can change the scale type, you can lock to inversions so it only gives you inversions of those particular notes. You can change it so it arpeggiates the notes instead of strums the notes. Lots of fun stuff here. I hope you take a look at it because this is really helpful for players of all levels, whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced. Like if you're a beginner, if you just want to learn the diatonic chords, for example, of a particular scale, you can use it for that. If you're more intermediate or advanced, you can try substituting some of these notes and then run it through the scale and see these voicings. And there's some really beautiful sounding chords that come out of that. So I hope you try it out and I hope you like it.